Hello, Galaxy! I'm Chris Pirillo, and you've tuned into a live edition of Pirillo Picks. Today I'm giving you my top Rogue One gifts. I'm doing this live, streaming it for my patrons on chrispirillo.com and geekfamilyfun.com. We've got a live chat with them. It's a Discord thing. That's the name of the service that allows you to chat. Anyway, someone named Salad Von Bako says, in these troubling times, there are only a few things that give me solace, and Star Wars is number one. Chris talking about anything Star Wars is a bonus. I'm very happy to see that comment before I tell you what I want to tell you, because Star Wars happens to be my favorite topic of all time. The first thing that I think would be a great gift is a pop vinyl. Not just any pop vinyl, of course. This is the Imperial Death Trooper. But one thing I want you to pay attention to about this Imperial Death Trooper is this sticker. It says, Star Wars Smuggler's Bounty exclusive. You've probably seen me unbox a Smuggler's Bounty Star Wars collectibles box. It's exclusive. So don't just walk into a store and pick up the average pop vinyl. Find an exclusive. Not to say that the average pop vinyl would be bad if someone wants that pop vinyl, if it's on their wish list, but they may not realize that they want a pop vinyl. So if you're going to get them a Funko pop vinyl, make sure it's exclusive. If it's not from the Smuggler's Bounty box, just look for an exclusive sticker. You'll usually find exclusives in stores that participate with exclusives. You can just search for the stuff online. You may spend a little more sometimes not so much. Don't spend too much though, really. These are about $8. Maybe this is going to be worth a little more since it is a Smuggler's Bounty exclusive, but that is kind of another gift idea. If it's not a Funko Pop vinyl exclusive tied to the Star Wars fandom, specifically Rogue One, I cannot wait to see the Imperial Death Troopers in action. I've always been a fan of the Imperial ethos. It just looks epic and iconic. Smuggler's Bounty is a subscription box, about the only one that I've really ever loved and appreciated and adored. Every part of it is Star Wars. Star Wars through and through. Every month or every 2 months, they effectively have a differently themed box. This was the Rogue One. This particular pop vinyl was a part of the Rogue One box, produced by the same company that makes the pop vinyl, Funko. But they also had a handful of exclusive Hikari minis. I have 3 out of the 5. I've got to find a red one and a gold one. The gold one is the most difficult one to find. See, they would be good for me because I focus on Darth Vader, usually. Not always. But, as a matter of fact, I do have the Darth Vader Funko Pop vinyl here. They bobble. They're bobbleheads. You can take them off the stand, too, right? So there are figures, indeed, but they're more bobbleheads. Star Wars, specifically, are bobbleheads. If they had an older Vader, this is a new Vader sculpt, specifically the helmet. It was really one of the first resculpts of the Darth Vader head since they had launched the line a few years ago. You may want to take advantage of the next Smuggler's Bounty, if only because it includes a Han Solo riding on a Tauntaun. My question here is, Han Solo's jacket, is it brown or blue? No one seems to know the answer. It's a thing. Okay, so that is, well, I guess a couple of choices. Those are a couple of choices? Is that fair? Can I say that? I am going to say that. I'm going to move on. If you can't really find anything that, would be in this realm of collectible, like an exclusive, take a look around their home. What are they missing? And my guess is they're missing this. A Death Star cutting board. This was sent to me by Pez Liz, who also helps facilitate a lot of the stuff that I do on a regular basis. She sent this on her own volition. I can't even remember if this was on a wish list. But this is the Death Star cutting board. You cut on it. That's what you do. You can Star Wars out your kitchen like you would not believe. And it works perfectly. Because we really don't have a theme going on in our kitchen, but we tend to get silver and gray and black items for our kitchen, so it matches. It's perfect. It looks great, and it's functional. You can look around their kitchen to see if they have any Star Wars in it. If they don't, maybe think about upgrading their cutting board. This is a part of Rogue One, the Death Star cutting board. Now, they didn't release this just for Rogue One. It's been around, but since the Death Star is certainly a part of Rogue One, as is Darth Vader, then any Darth Vader something that you can get or any Death Star, something that you can get would be good. This just happens to be functional. Maybe not as collectible as something that is exclusive, but I can't imagine someone who loves Star Wars to the point where you're thinking, hey, I should get him some Rogue One stuff. What should I get? You may dip back into the older catalog of products, not just the new stuff, because the Death Star is, well, I guess it's kind of new to the Rogue One galaxy because it hasn't really been shown yet. Remember, Rogue One happens chronologically before A New Hope. So anybody out there who was hoping for a Rogue 2, you already got one. It's called Star Wars A New Hope, the first movie, episode 4. So, if they happen to be someone who may not be interested in collectibles, may not be interested in cutting things up in their kitchen, they may be interested in technology. And if that's the case, I might recommend some drones, some Star Wars drones. Airhogs sent this to me. I showed it the other day as kind of a joke in my Apple Watch review, and I have obviously not had a chance to open this up. I'm actually meeting with someone over the weekend who has a drone that has a built-in camera, and he's going to help record some scenes with these products. So they do make Star Wars drones, and this happens to be X-Wing versus the Death Star. That's probably what's going to happen. I can't imagine there not being X-Wings. I know there's going to be a Death Star in Rogue One, and you can see they have Rogue One branding up here. But if you've always wanted to battle a X-Wing against a Death Star, this may be your chance. This right here. If you're into technology, or if the person that you're wanting to buy this gift for is into technology, it's accessible. I haven't had a chance to use it, so I can't really say this is a full-on, review of the product, but it is available. There is a lot of technology within the Star Wars collectibles universe, and I think that's really why I don't have a problem recommending this over just the average drone. The average drone, Star Wars drone, now you got me interested. Specifically because those products look great when they're just sitting there. They look collectible just sitting there. Now, maybe this Star Wars vehicle is not your thing. Maybe it's not in your budget. Okay, well, I am going to recommend a new Star Wars vehicle. New in the sense that we haven't seen this before. And if you're not aware, Hot Wheels makes a series of Star Wars vehicles. And I'm going to go ahead and open this right now. And you know why I'm going to open it? Because I already have one that I'm going to keep in the package. This is the first U-Wing that I've opened. Maybe. Okay, there we go. Okay, so there's the U-Wing, and I guess the wings kind of splay out, and wow, look at that. Wow, boy, I don't know why they didn't call it a T-Wing. Well, I guess when the wings are closed, it's a U, right? It flies like a U. They generally, look like the shape. Maybe it splays out like that. I don't know, but this is fantastic. See, this is great. Doesn't take a lot of space. Comes with its own stand, and it looks like the stand has the Rebel insignia on it, which, if I can get this situated properly, I will be able to show you how well it works. Standing there, and hopefully it'll balance. Let's see here. Well, it balances. It does. It balances if I just do that. So it looks great on their desk, and they can kind of play with it and zoom things around. Maybe they work at a desk or something, and they want something small. They're not into the other things, and maybe they didn't realize they could have something like this. Maybe they grew up with little die-cast cars and vehicles, but they didn't realize that Star Wars vehicles are a thing. Like this specifically, the U-Wing. If you're going to get them a vehicle, get them a new type of vehicle like this. And maybe they already have this, right? Maybe they already have. You got to look around, right? You can't just get something for somebody if they already have 14 of the same thing. If you didn't know, and you missed my earlier video, the Black Box haul, they do have a larger U-Wing product that comes with an exclusive figure. I believe this is Cassian Andor, Captain Cassian Andor, with a lot of good play. That includes Nerf. I actually don't mind. Some collectors and enthusiasts really mind the Nerf integration. I don't. I think it's kind of fun. Adds some play value. The wings kind of splay out as well. So, it's again on the probably upper end of the budget, but you may be able to find these on sale. In fact, I'll be sure to put a link for you in the description to where you can get these online, hopefully at the best prices. So you can get a small U-Wing, a big U-Wing, or I, personally, if I had a choice between the U-Wing or this, I would probably choose this. It's the TIE Striker. It looks like a TIE Fighter, but it's not. You can see it only has 2 wings, and they're splayed out like that. Comes with an exclusive TIE Fighter pilot in terms of the sculpt. To my knowledge, it is exclusive to this particular product vehicle. A little larger, but has Nerf play as well. Fun. And see what's great about this is someone's going to walk by that and go, oh, you got a TIE Fighter? I'm like, no. It's a TIE Striker. This has clearly got the Star Wars ethos. Clearly. I mean, there's no mistaking a TIE Fighter or a TIE Interceptor or a TIE Bomber or any of the TIEs, really, for being Star Wars vehicles. So those are some things that are more in the toy, vehicle range in terms of things that would fly around. But I thought that you should also get them one of these. Maybe not as the primary gift, but if you get them any one of these and they don't start crying, they're not a true Star Wars fan. I'm just going to say, I'm going to lay it out. I'm going to say it right now. If they get anything Star Wars as a gift and they don't tear up in some way, shape, or form, they're not a fan, I don't think. I think every fan would be happy with anything Star Wars that you got them. This alone, probably not a great gift outright, but they are available. Kleenex makes a new series of boxes that have Rogue One characters on them, including K2SO, Darth Vader, Director Krennic. We also have Pow, Baze Malbus, Bodhi Rook. This is Jyn Erso, one of the heroes of the film. Chirrut Imwe, Captain Cassian Andor, and Bistan, right there with the U-Wings. And then there's the Death Troopers and the Imperial Stormtroopers right there. So get them a box of Kleenex. You know, make this the first one, right? They open it up, the button, like, you got a Kleenex, right? Why did you get me? This is great. You shouldn't have, really. And they'll be all disappointed, but not really, because it's Star Warsy. And then that is when you pull out the big guns. The AT-ACT. I've already showcased this one as well. It walks, it fires, it has a lot of play value, has app interactivity with Android or iOS. Looks great just standing there. In fact, that's what it's kind of been doing around the Gnomestead as of late, just standing there, looking awesome. This part comes out. If I can, okay, I'm going to push it out this way then. I'm just going to try to grab it on the side. See if I can pull out the sides. Can I do that? There we go. That is complying. And, okay, fine. It's making a liar out of me. See? Amazing play value with that, but it looks great just standing there, and potentially great walking around. As I said, I've already kind of showcased that before, so I'm not going to dive in deep. Now, the reason why they would probably cry in receiving that is because that ain't cheap, and a lot of them want it. They want it. Whether they say it or not, they want that, because they're not willing to necessarily invest in this kind of toy or collectible, but they want it. Trust me, they absolutely want it. But if you're going to get that for them, you've got to get this for them first, because this is kind of like the gaggy kind of gift, right? Like, oh, a box of Kleenex you shouldn't have. And then, oh my God, they'd never get it for themselves. That's something they'd never get for themselves. They may get a U-Wing for themselves. They may get a pop vinyl for themselves. But that, they're probably never going to get for themselves. So that would be, I think, a fantastic gift. Now, if none of these interest you at all, I should also let you know that I'm a huge fan of figures, and the only reason I wanted this, this is not a joke, I'm not kidding. The only reason I wanted this product here was because of this, the AT-ACT driver. It's an exclusive figure that comes with the walker there. If we can call it a walker. It walks. We can call it a walker. Because my very first Star Wars figure ever was the AT-AT driver, the AT-AT driver. And so knowing that this is the only way currently to get this particular figure, I had to get this vehicle. I had to. There's no questions. Absolutely no questions in my mind. I needed this. And I'm very grateful that I have it, too. Hasbro and Disney worked with me early on, and I was one of the first people to have that. Not that it matters, because now everybody can have one. So that's the reason. That this figure, I love figures. That's what you got to know about me, right? You got to know who you're getting things for, right? So for me, it's not about that. It's about this. I'd be crying. I'd be like, oh my God, oh my God, oh my God. I got the figure. Genuinely, that's some genuine excitement, because, figures, they trip my trigger. But if you do, let's say, want to get them a figure, maybe you don't want to go as far as getting them a figure in a vehicle, my recommendation, once again, is search for exclusives. This is a big deal, right? So this is one exclusive you can get. Currently, the only way to get an Imperial hover tank Pilot outright. It's a part of the Black Series 6-inch line. Super articulated. A lot of collectors like these for the level of detail. Some don't, but you can't make everybody happy. Personally, I mean, if you're going to ask me, I like 5 points of articulation. I think I like the little guy a little better than the big guy or gal, whoever's in the particular uniform. But it is an exclusive marked by a sticker here, but that's the only way you can get the Hover Tank Pilot right now. So if you're going to get them a figure, get them an exclusive figure, because just walking into the store, I mean, you know, as awesome as this set looks, I mean, I can't wait to open this up too, with the Moroff and a Scarif Stormtrooper. I actually have already opened up a pair of these, but should I open them up now? I'm almost afraid I didn't like triple check that I already had them there. So should I want to open. This feels so bad and yet so good. I'm a collector, but I like playing and showcasing, and I don't hold on to the boxes typically. This creature right here, man. This creature right here. That's thrilling. And of course, you can't have too many Imperial Troopers, if only because you can do something called army building. You can build an army. I mean, you can't have too many of these. These are Stormtroopers, Scarif Stormtroopers, that you're going to see a lot of in Rogue One. This is decorated in a certain way. I guess there are a couple of others decorated differently. The paint application would indicate the rank of the Scarif Stormtrooper. But this is at the same scale of a 3.75-inch figures, or figure, I should say, because that's what it is. It looks really nice standing next to the other guy, even though you can't really see it at that distance. Is that better? Does it kind of help a little more? Okay. Can't believe I'm about to do this. I'm really worried that I didn't triple check, but I know I have another one of these. I know I do, because I showed it in the vlog before we stopped doing them. All right, hang on. I'm opening up, finally, the Imperial Hover Tank Pilot, knowing full well that I'm not going to hold on to the box. See, now, that's what I'm saying. Like, when it comes to figures, if you just get them something they could get on their own, not as exciting. But if you get them an exclusive that they've yet to find, that's exceedingly exciting. There we go. Oh, I like this one. I just like how they look. I mean, when I talk about super articulated, you can see that I can pose the wrists, the elbows, the shoulders, the head, well, I guess a bit of the torso, the knees, the ankles, kind of. But these figures back here, they only, like, their arms, like, go up and down, and their legs go back and forth, and their head swivels back and forth. So that's what I mean by 5 POA, or points of articulation. So he or she is going to be standing next to my 6-inch K2SO. And you know how long I've waited to open this? As long as I've had him since the Midnight Madness, the Rogue One Force Friday evening that I got 2 of them. One to stay in the box, I assume safely tucked away, and the other not so much. This is an exclusive C-3PO. There are 2 C-3POs out right now in the 6-inch line. One has the red arm, and the other, this one, does not have a red arm. So I'm going to go ahead and open up my exclusive C-3PO. I haven't had this one as long. I picked him up a day before Vlogger Fair happened. All right. See, I'm saving up all of my unboxing energy for this video. That's how excited I am. I wanted to make it a special occasion. You know, you can't open too many Star Wars figures, and there's only one time you can open one, right? You know, then you'd have to buy more to open those. That's C-3PO right there, 6-inch C-3PO. Let's go ahead and stand C-3PO next to the Scarif Stormtrooper to show you the scale, right? I'd be happy with any exclusive figure, honestly, because even if I already had one, it's nice to have another exclusive. Absolutely nice. And you can't have too many Imperial troopers. And honestly, I've taken to the point where I've adopted a lot of used Star Wars figures, either for Jedi to play with my daughter, or for me to just kind of play around with. I don't mind so much. I really, really, really like these 2. Ugh. Huge fan of figures that don't have human likenesses, me, personally. So, there you go. I think I've pretty much covered everything that I cared to cover in this gift guide of sorts. Hopefully, I've added some amount of value. There are a lot of Rogue One products out there. Get to know the person that you're buying for. Get to know what they want, what they need, what they may not realize they need, and just kind of compliment their life. But just make it special. Don't just do something that anybody could do, because that's really, or don't do something that they're going to do otherwise. Maybe it's on their list, but just make it special. Make it so that they remember it. And that's really, I think, what gift giving is all about, and certainly what Star Wars is about. People will remember. They'll latch onto that forever. So that's why I say go to the exclusives, because they're sometimes more challenging to find. Good luck, happy hunting, happy gift giving. I hope it goes well for you. I know that I am excited for Rogue One to be released. It hasn't been released yet, but that's actually the next video I'm going to do. I'm shooting another video live here in this channel for my patrons right after this video, where I'm going to be talking about my Rogue One expectations. I actually have some very special plans in seeing Rogue One that I can't tell you about. I don't want to tell you about, because I'm very excited. You won't believe it. You will not believe, when I tell you, you won't believe me. But don't worry, I will be shooting video and pictures, and you freak out. Unless you're not a Star Wars fan. At which point I kind of wonder, why did you watch so long? Maybe to find something that you couldn't find otherwise. I don't know. Maybe you have different ideas. These are just my ideas, right? This is what I had. This is what I picked up. This is what I wanted. That's the best way to tell people how to give gifts. Give from the heart. I do wish you luck. And, I should say, may the Force be with you.